It's 2 a.m. You're awake. Not sick, not stressed, just awake. Staring at the ceiling, and the first thing you feel is that quiet flicker of panic. Something's wrong with me. I can't sleep. So you reach for your phone, you check the time. You do the math on how many hours you have left. And the anxiety makes the problem worse. Here's what they taught you. 8 hours, 1 block, head hits the pillow, you go under, you wake up when the alarm goes. That's healthy sleep, that's normal. Anything else is a disorder. Clean, simple, makes sense. It might also be wrong. Because for most of human history, waking up at 2 a.m. wasn't a problem. It was the plan. Here's what nobody tells you, the idea that humans are supposed to sleep in one long, unbroken block. That's new. Historically new. Like younger than the light bulb new. For thousands of years, humans didn't sleep through the night. They slept in 2 pieces. There was a first sleep. Then you woke up. You stayed awake for an hour, maybe 2 in the dead of night, and then you went back down for a second sleep. 2 shifts, a gap in the middle. On purpose. They even had names for it. First sleep, second sleep. So where does this come from? Not a guess, the receipts are everywhere. We just stopped reading them. A historian went digging through old documents, court records, diaries, letters, prayer books, and he found the same thing over and over across centuries. Casual references to first sleep and second sleep, not explained, not justified, just mentioned the way you'd mention breakfast. Everyone knew what it meant. More than 500 of these references, in English, in French, in Italian, in Latin. So what did people do in that gap between sleeps? Everything. They prayed. They talked to the person lying next to them. They stoked the fire. Some got up and visited neighbors. Doctors of the era even advised couples that the hour after first sleep was the best time to conceive a child, because you were rested and calm and not exhausted from the day. Now here's where it gets interesting. This wasn't one weird village. This pattern shows up across cultures that never touched each other. Different continents, different centuries, same rhythm, sleep, wake, sleep. And then, it vanished. In about 100 years, this thing humans had done forever disappeared. Completely. So thoroughly that when you wake up at 2 a.m. tonight, you'll think you're broken. So what killed it? Light. Before artificial light, the night was long, really long. In winter, you might face 14 hours of darkness. You cannot sleep 14 hours. Nobody can. So the body did something intelligent. It split the darkness. Sleep for a while, surface for a while, sleep again. The gap wasn't a malfunction, it was how you filled a night that was longer than your need for sleep. Then came the light bulb, and before that, gas lamps and cheap candles and streets that stayed lit after dark. And suddenly, night got shorter. People stayed up later. The evening became a thing you did. You worked, you socialized, you were entertained. Bedtime crept back. The long night got compressed, and the gap in the middle? There was no more room for it. The 2 sleeps collapsed into one. But here's the part that should stop you. When researchers put people in a room with no artificial light, 14 hours of darkness a night, like our ancestors had, something happened. Within a few weeks, their sleep split. On its own, 2 blocks, a wakeful gap in the middle. Nobody taught them. Their bodies just remembered. And in that gap, their brains did something strange. They released high levels of a hormone linked to calm and well-being. The people described the feeling as a kind of meditation. Awake, but peaceful, not anxious, not checking a clock, just resting in the quiet. Think about what that means. The 2 a.m. wake-up isn't a glitch in your sleep. It might be a feature, an ancient one, trying to run on modern hardware that's been told it's not allowed. We didn't fix our sleep. We overwrote it. And the cruel part is the anxiety loop. Our ancestors woke at 2 a.m. and felt nothing. It was normal. It was expected. So they stayed calm, and calm let them drift back down. You wake at 2 a.m. and you panic. I'm broken. I'll be exhausted tomorrow. And the panic is a stimulant. It wakes you further. The fear of not sleeping becomes the thing that keeps you awake. The rhythm never left us. We just forgot it was supposed to be there. and started treating it like a disease. We think of sleep as something natural, something the body just knows how to do. But the way you sleep isn't ancient. It's a product, engineered by light and work, and a clock that doesn't care what your body evolved to do. Somewhere in the dark, an older rhythm is still running. It taps you on the shoulder at 2 a.m., and instead of listening, we've spent a century learning to be afraid of it. Maybe the second sleep isn't gone. Maybe it's just waiting for the lights to go out.